what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm actually going to do a video that's been requested by a few people here on my channel since I first reviewed this palette. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. I happen to love this palette, and I know the Sephora VIB sale is coming up and a few people are debating on it. I saw that Drea CN was actually debating on picking up this palette or waiting for it to go on sale another time, which is, as we know, very, very likely. When it comes to Urban Decay, they tend to have limited edition palettes that don't sell out immediately, and then they just go on sale, and that's that. But in my opinion, this is a great palette. I love it so much. Today I'm going to be using my favorite shade in the palette, which is Big Sky right here. I love it so much. I was actually wearing this look when I went to Sephora, and one of the Sephora employees asked me what palette I was wearing, so you know it's good. No, but seriously, apparently this is actually a pretty popular color, Big Sky. So if and when this does get discontinued or go out of style, I hope that Urban Decay has the common decency to bring Big Sky back as a single. That'd be great, thanks. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna start by priming my eye, and then I actually end up setting it with the white shade in the palette. It's kind of shimmery, but it did the job. It's called Breakaway. And then I'm going to take that same brush, I'm going to go into the shade Weekender, which is like my transition shade in this palette. Not very pigmented, just so you know, but I'm going to blend that out with that same brush and then just keep building and building and building. Honestly, I haven't even had this palette that long and I've almost hit pan on this shade because it just really lacks pigmentation. But, you know, that's not the shade I bought this palette for. Next shade I'm going to go into is Riff on that Real Techniques crease brush, and then I'm going to put that on the outer part of my eye and into my crease and just blend it out seamlessly so that you can't really decipher between, the shades, they look like one, so that they blend together. So that's what I'm trying to say. Just gonna work on that a bit and then go into Good Is Gone, that cool tone brown shade in the palette. This is probably my favorite cool tone brown shade that I've ever used, like deep brown wise, because it is so easy to blend. And I'm taking that on this tiny little blending brush and putting that in the outer part of my eye and just building it up, building it up, building it up. Like most cool tone dark brown shades, I have a really hard time blending. Ironically, Punk, which is the warm tone brown shade in this palette, is harder to blend than this one, which is very strange. Usually warm tone browns are easier for me to blend, but nonetheless, I love this brown. And honestly, like, this is a really good eye look for me, just if, you know, I just want to do something simple and neutral someday. Gonna do a quick blend of the edge there just to make sure it's fizzled out, or what is that? What's the word? Anyway, gonna go into Jet with this pencil brush. This is an interesting shade. It's almost like a charcoal. It does have shimmer in it. And when I tried to pack it on this way, which I previously only used it on my finger, I came to find pretty quickly that it does not really work with fluffy brushes, as you can see. It just applies really patchily because there's a decent amount of shimmer in it. So what I had to do is I had to take my shading brush, and there it goes. I had to pack it on like I would another shimmer shade, and that worked. It's just has a sheen to it, you can see, which I think is actually really pretty. So I'm building that up, fading it in toward the inner part of my eye, and then blending it out. I just want to keep it darker on the outer corner and then fade it as it goes in, so that when I put the shimmer on top, I get the effect I want. I really love using this technique. It like prevents me from having to use 14 different shimmers to get the same effect as just using one over a dark base that has a gradient. So then I'm going to go into my favorite shade in the palette, Big Sky. I'm going to show you real quick how it applies with your finger in case you are considering picking this up during the VIB sale. Just know that it is possible to apply these with your finger. You can see here what it looks like. It's acceptable, but then I'm going to wet my brush, you know me, go right in on top of that and just pack on that foiled shade. I love this eyeshadow. It is so unique. Urban Decay, please make a single of it, because the way I treat my eyeshadows, there's a good possibility then I'll go through this one. Like, I would probably use it every day if I was allowed to by myself. Then I'm gonna do a wing because I don't know, I've just been like doing it lately and I've been like liking it. Like, it started with me trying to use up this eyeliner from this garbage person, and then it just turned into me liking doing a wing. Don't worry, this eyeliner is almost out. I will be repurchasing an eyeliner that isn't this one during one of the sales at Ulta or Sephora. I haven't decided, Fenty or Stila. The Fenty one's cheaper, but I've used the Stila one on other people before, and oh my god, I love it so much. So yeah, any input, please leave it in the comments, because I will be picking up one or the other this weekend, Stila or Fenty. Let the voting begin in the comments section. Alright, then I'm going to take this black coal, I think this one's by Too Faced, rub it around on my waterline and just cringe as I watch it. I'm going to use the Makeup Store Cosmetics foundation. I just really love this foundation, and I try not to use it so often because it's expensive and shipping's expensive because it comes from Sweden, but it's just like my perfect shade and I love it. So, I don't know, it's just like the perfect shade for me and I love it. Gonna blend that out with this Real Technique sculpting brush all over the place. Oh, and I did apply false lashes. Look at me over here applying lashes. I went ahead and did that as well as my brows off camera. I just used those little like demi wispies by Ardell, or not yeah, like the 110, you know, the ones that are supposed to look natural. Pokes the shit out of my eye and the glue starts running into my eye, which is why my eyes get really watery and hurt. Then I'm going to do concealer. I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way. Another thing I plan on repurchasing over the weekend at either Ulta or Sephora. And blend that out real quick. Just lots of it all over my face. I know it looks like I'm putting a lot on, but I'm actually kind of running out of it. So even though it looks like I'm putting a ton of it on, which, I mean, let's be real, I am putting a ton of it on. But it's not as much as like it looks like, because it's not like super thick in the places I applied it. Just because, like I said, I'm kind of running out of it. Then, unpictured, is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light. Love it. Gonna set places I need to set, but not too much. Just really the concealer. I'm not gonna set the rest of this foundation because I really think that it ruins the finish of it, and I like the way powder products blend on top of it without extra powder on top. I don't know. This is my favorite contour shade. This is the NYX Contour Palette. It's not even a contour for me. I use it as a bronzer. I just like to kind of sculpt my face. I don't contour, and every other bronzer I've ever used is just way too orange. But I'm considering getting the Milk Chocolate Soleil by Too Faced at one of the sales. I need something that is red toned like this contour. Or I could just keep repurchasing that. I think you can like buy these like inserts that go into this palette. Just a little bit on my jawline there. Just love this freaking contour shade, bronzer, whatever. I'm gonna go into this blush palette. I always forget that I have Sweet Cheeks by NYX. No big deal. A little bit on the cheeks. Then I'm gonna go into Becca Moonstone, one of my favorite highlights of all time. And then I'm just going to have some fun. Party time. And I've got a feeling I'm falling. Show me the ring and I'll jump right through. I used to. Back into the palette, going into Jet, putting that on the outer corner of my lower lash line, trying to line it up with my liner up top, as you can see. I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling. Then gonna go into Riff and Good Is Gone, mix those both together on this Real Techniques brush and just drag that down and blow it out as much as I need to until I've blended out that black. Back into Big Sky. Oh, I love this shadow so much. Anyway, off camera, I'm gonna put that on the inner part of my lower lash line, and eventually I'll come back on. There I am, just doing that, not even super intricate. Gonna blend the edges of that out with that little blending brush real quick. No big deal, no big deal. Then of course off camera, I'm going to line my lower waterline and smudge it out with a pencil brush until it blends in with the rest of my look on my lower lash line. And holy effing crap, I freaking love this look. I just freaking love it. I don't know why, like this is like my favorite look I've done in such a long time. I wasn't sure what lipstick to put with it, but I put that Colourpop nude lipstick with it just because it seemed like it made sense, but honestly I could have worn black with it too. I would have loved a black lipstick with this. That's probably in retrospect what I should have worn with it, but I don't know. I just love this freaking eyeshadow. Big Sky. That's the star of this palette. Alright guys, thanks for watching this tutorial. If you want to, you can follow me on Instagram. I will link my link in the description box and right here if you, right there it is. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you want to be a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Later.